What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live, and Jay is back. He forgot his green. That's actually what his background looks like all the time when he doesn't have his green screen.
That's right.
You guys don't understand. His green screen broke, apparently.
Pretty plain, pretty boring, but I thank you for letting me have Juneteenth off. It was a very important holiday to me. And I went to Buc-ee's, got some barbecue and some banana pudding. It was awesome. And I just enjoyed the day, I enjoyed the day. And so thank you. Thank you for making that happen. I knew you cared.
Yeah, of course. And what happens as soon as he comes back? Jay's like, "Hey, Ryan, not going to be here for a day next week either." All right. Got it. No problem. Home. It's all right. That's how it works. You can't be expected to come here every single day. If you commit to every single day of Geeks and Gamers Daily for the rest of your fucking life, it would make you want to die. I'm here almost every single day.
I was about to say you're almost due for a break yourself. All last week and almost all this week too.
So. No, that's okay. I'm in a good routine. I'm in a good routine when I'm waking up and when I'm drinking my coffee, when I'm making my stuff. So it's okay. It's good.
Well, let's just hope I don't freak out. The internet here is next to AOL dial-up, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So hopefully I freeze on a good freeze frame. Hopefully mom doesn't bust in here with chocolate milk and Eggo waffles, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I would eat it live if that was the case.
My internet was fucking up right before. It seems like every day, not every day, but once a week, I'll have a fucking internet problem between the hours of 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, like right about when I'm supposed to go live. And I don't know, probably some big fat fucking sloppy queer who works in like the Spectrum server room that, has to stand up to go take a shit and he knocks his Slurpee over on something and like sparks fly everywhere. Like that has to be what happens. Like the same motherfucker, because it's always around the same time every day.
I'm just like, I'm looking at the StreamYards and I'm seeing like I'm on the 1 bar. So I'm like, let's hope this baby holds together. She's got to hold together for an hour. We can do this.
Yeah, it looks fine to me. I don't see anything wrong. So
all right, cool.
I think you're safe, at least for now.
Well, that's good.
Godzilla's Greaser. Today officially marks the 50th anniversary of the creator of the term blockbuster and one of the biggest thrillers of all time, Jaws. Oh, and my birthday, but who cares about that? Oh, well, happy birthday, Godzilla's Greaser. And yeah, 50. You love Jaws, right?
I love it. I can't, again, I feel it's a big missed opportunity as to why they did not put it in the theater for this weekend. I don't know why they're waiting, but from what I'm seeing, they're waiting to dump it back into the theater in August. So, but
I think it's just, to be honest, it's probably because it's just so damn crowded.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
like it's just so damn crowded these next couple weeks and everything. So if they want to put it in there and leave it for a little bit, maybe that's part of it. Um, but yeah, and obviously, Universal, they want or not House of the Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon to lay out a little bit over these
Correct.
next couple weeks. And then you got Jurassic World dropping, then you got Superman, then you got Fantastic Four. So that's kind of my guess, is maybe they're waiting for a little bit of a lull. Because a
That's what
lot of this shit's jam packed in these next
I
couple
agree.
weeks.
I can't. I've never seen it in the theater. I am like looking forward to. I'm looking forward to checking it out and watching it for the first time, hearing that John Williams music. I know every freaking line from the movie. The one thing that I like, after I visited the Goonies house, I plan on going back now that it's been redone. I should have been there for the 40th. That was a stupid thing on my part, but I eventually want to get up to Martha's Vineyard, even though I know it looks really different, just to kind of see the Jaws filming locations. I think would be kind of cool. I'll wear my Trump hat while in Martha's Vineyard. I heard they really like Trump supporters there now.
Maybe they'll take you into their house. Who knows?
But it's cool. And you know what I love? I love that Universal Studios has done so much like Jaws love, with its own food and everything and the sippers and all that stuff. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Have you been on the ride in LA or in Universal California, where the whole the tour thing where
Yeah.
you go by the shark? Dude, that shit was awesome. I haven't done that in like 20 years, and it looked like insanely cheap and stupid. Not cheap, but it looked insanely
Yeah.
aged, I should say, and stupid, but it was really fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved the Jaws ride when I was a kid here, before they moved it for Harry Potter, but things change. But it's cool to see all the love for the 50th. So I can't wait for it to come in theaters.
I ain't gonna fucking watch it today. I'm going to the beach tomorrow, so I don't want to watch that shit before I go to the beach.
Yeah, no, that's a bad idea.
If I get killed by a shark, I'd rather not be worried about being killed by a shark like in the days leading up to it. I'd rather it just happen.
Yo, let me ask you this though. You go to the beach and you're in the water and like a little piece of seaweed hits your leg? Do you freak out? Do you kind of like, all right, we're not alone down here. Something's going on. I freak out. I think something's about to eat my leg. So
like sometimes I guess it just depends. Like I obviously I grew up in the middle of the fucking country, right? I went to the lake all the time, Lake Michigan. I grew up about 10 minutes away from Indiana Dunes and the beach right there, which was awesome. So like I never had to worry about sharks in the damn freshwater lake. But when I'd go out to California to visit family and go to the beach there and stuff, and maybe take a trip down to Florida, I don't know. It's never something I've thought about too much. I've never thought about getting attacked by a shark because I feel like the odds are just, it's like worrying about getting struck by lightning, right? Like what's the bother in worrying about something like that? But no reason to put my mind even more on edge by watching Jaws right before I go. I'm good.
I'm scared to death. I think I'm more scared of like knowing my luck. I jump into the ocean and hit a big pool of jellyfish and just be covered in that stuff than being bit by a shark.
That's probably something to more like worry about realistically than sharks.
And then I need someone to pee on me. It's just like, oh, right? Isn't that how you deal with it? Vinegar or something? I don't know.
I've heard that that's just bullshit. So,
ugh.
I don't know.
I don't want to deal with it.
I think that was made up by somebody that had some weird fucking fetish and wanted people to piss on him. That's what I think. Because other people I've talked to says, no, that's bullshit. The peeing thing doesn't help. It doesn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So I think it was just one dude who tricked some dumb person and be like, oh, I got something. You have to piss on me. You have to piss on me. Right. And then the dude's pissing on, they're like, oh, thank you. And they're actually jerking off the entire time. That's what I think. It's some weird fetish thing that somebody made up.
I love the ocean, man. I love being on boats. I love fishing, but man, I can't. It's hard for me to swim at the beach. And when the waves are really high, every now and then walk in, get knocked down a few times, and I'm done.
Well, look,
I'm afraid, dude. I'm afraid I'm gonna step on a stingray. I'm afraid saltwater croc will come out of nowhere. I'm afraid freaking hammerheads, they swim up to like 2 feet of water looking for little crabs. I'm gonna step on a crab probably. Starfish will probably get attached to my calf. I'll hit an octopus. I can't get the tentacles off, and then I'll get stung by jellyfish. That's what will happen to me all at the same time. I'm scared to death. Can't do it.
I think you have pretty good luck in general. I imagine if that was happening, it would happen to somebody else and you'd be there to witness it all. Or maybe you would like walk in front of somebody who's about to take a selfie and they'd be like, what the fuck? This guy just walked in front of us. They'd step on a sea urchin and then all these bad things would happen. That's how it would go down. It wouldn't happen to you.
Yeah, I don't probably.
And then you'd be like, oh man, look what just happened to those guys. And you tell somebody, look what happened to them. And it happens to be like the director of like the Daytona Beach Club or something. And they're like, wow, thanks for pointing that out. We'd like to give you a lifetime membership to our exclusive club. And they just fucking hand you something. You'd be like, wow, I just met this pro. That's kind of weird. That's how it would happen for you. Like pretending like your fucking life is just bad luck. Jay sucks the luck out of everybody else. His life gets better. Everyone else's gets worse.
Shout out Dude Wipes.
There you go. But yeah, I ain't too worried about sharks. It's not like I'm fucking, man. Look, I'm not fucking going out there. I'm gonna be pretty close to the shore. I'm not going out there fucking swimming laps or something, like whatever. And yes, I know sharks swim on the shore. I don't care. How many fucking shark attacks are there a year? Like fucking 6?
Yeah, maybe.
If it's my time, fucking kill me.
If they rips off your leg, are you gonna get a wooden peg leg? Or are you gonna go like metal? Or are you gonna get like a plastic one that makes it look like a real calf while you walk around? Or you just like go straight up pirate nub?
I haven't thought about that too much. I'll probably try to get whatever like. We'll balance it. We'll see what my insurance options are. But I probably want as high tech as I could get,
I got you.
I do want to, what I would do? I would play it up on social media, be like, I can't believe this happened. Robert Downey Jr., you're my favorite actor. Is there any way you can help me? He'd do one of those fucking Make-A-Wish things where there's these sad kids with no arms and shit. He'd give me a fucking Iron Man. That's what I would try to do.
You know what Ryan's luck?
And no one would fucking pay attention to it.
You know what Ryan's luck would be? He'd cry to Robert Downey Jr. and they go, we got a special treat for you. Here's Riri Williams.
Yeah. And then Riri Williams would see my YouTube channel and they'll be like, no, fuck. And they'll put me on blast and I'll get canceled. So I'll be legless and canceled.
Oh.
That would be about right.
What a story to tell, though. What a story to tell.
Alex McCarthy for 2. S tier returns. Meta PC code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO. Yes. Go check it out. Link is in the description below. Thank you, Alex McCarthy. Beardo's foreskin ring pop says J-Teenth.
Yuck. What is that?
Thanks. Tobias had a fun day of playing Stellar Blade and Hunt Showdown. Thanks, black folks, for the paid holiday. Oh, and apparently Hunt is on Game Pass now. That's great. Shout out Tobias. Chris Cran, bring mom and pops in, Jay. We can all say hi.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know what they would say.
Ping pong for 2. Me love you long time, Matt.
All right.
Who's Matt?
You don't need to know the story behind ping pong, do you? I don't know if you want to know the story behind ping pong. I could play it, but it's pretty racist. That's all I have to say.
Doug B for $50 drops a $50 bomb. Fellow Bears fan, Bears sufferer, as I should say. Jay sucks the luck out of everyone else. I love it. Thank you, Doug.
I try not to.
Thank you. All right, where are we? Jack Allen for 5. What do you think the threshold is for success for Superman's James Gunn? If it fails, how soon do we get the official announcement for the Batman 2? Well, we can talk about all of those things because we got some updated box office numbers for James Gunn's Superman. And there's no doubt that they have been going all out. Once they hit about a month and they finally put tickets on sale and we started just seeing massive marketing, PR tour, like all of this stuff for James Gunn's Superman. And apparently this marketing budget is one of the highest we've ever seen for any movie, period, potentially up to $200 million. And considering they've told us the budget is $225 million, man, you're looking at something that needs at least $850 million to crack even at this point. And that's if that 225 is accurate, which we already saw the numbers. We saw the disclosed tax documents that they actually spent close to $370 million on this thing. So likely the budget is actually higher than that. But was it going to pay off? That was the question. And you know, Jay, after the big ticket sales we got in that first weekend or that first day of release when everybody was getting their tickets for their IMAX and doing all this stuff, well, we had some pretty big numbers that started being talked about. Projected earn between 140 and 185 million during its domestic opening weekend. Now, certainly we've seen things that are bigger than that, but I mean, that would be really solid, especially for a DC universe that has struggled and certainly would probably be the biggest Superman box office debut we've seen of all time, maybe not factoring in for inflation. Then we started hearing other things, and it started going down a little bit, right? We heard the 140 to 185. Then we heard 125 to 140. And then yesterday, finally came out 90 to 125 million. That is a little different. Keep in mind, 90 million is about what Black Captain America Brave New World debuted to.
Oh, no.
So $90 million definitely feels a little bit different in that context. And here it is. Superman hits tracking with $90 to $125 million U.S. opening. Now, some people have it at that. Some people have it 125 to 145. And the difference is there's a lot of attention for this movie, right? There's a lot of people have it in their minds. People are seeing Superman everywhere. It's very identifiable and it has really good awareness, we'll say. However, when asked specifically about a whole set of movies and what's like if you only could see one, which one would you go to? Which one would you see first? That type of thing. Superman is struggling a little bit. Maybe that's due to the competition that's out there, a really full July. But when you look at first choice, the definitely must-see category for those willing to get off their couch, in first choice, Superman, in terms of awareness or people choosing to go there, is below such post-COVID superhero movies as Thor: Love and Thunder, The Batman, and Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Here's the rub. First choice for this year, Captain America Brave New World, was higher than Superman by 71% at the same point in time. That movie opened under 90. In addition, Superman's first choice is 64% behind that of Matt Reeves' The Batman. So there's a lot of things that people are taking into account, obviously. But that number is fucking low, way lower than a lot of people expected after the massive marketing that they've been doing.
It's kind of crazy to think that all these films they're talking about them in comparison to Captain America. And that's not a good thing. Like, that's a terrible thing to have any kind of comparison with Captain America. The fact that my gosh, man, if this thing only clocks in at 90 million, the only thing that will save it is very, very high positive word of mouth that this movie is a must see, that it's great. I just think, listen, man, Hollywood has to earn people's trust. They put out nothing but stinkers, especially when it comes to like superhero type stuff. Like, we haven't had anything good since like Deadpool and Wolverine, but that was literally just a nostalgia feast from the 2000 era of movies. And that was about it. And you got James Gunn in there. Not too many people really trust him with this universe. So I don't know, man. I don't see the hype or people interested in this film. The teaser trailers haven't really helped either, or at least the first one.
I see more interest in this film than Fantastic Four. I think that's fair to say. I think I see more people talking about or interested in this than they are in Fantastic Four. But a lot of the residual interest in Fantastic Four is only attached to what's already been teased. Avengers Doomsday, you got to see it because of that, blah, blah, blah. Whereas this is the first entry in this new DC where there's not anything to tease people that you've got to invest in this because of this. There's nothing like that. I would be stunned if this opened to 90. I would be, I would shit my pants if that happened. That would be insane. I think it'll probably more towards the high end and probably even in that 125 to 145. Personally, I just think that's probably where it'll end up. But these are the projections that are circulating right now in the trades. And understandably, they're just projections. We've seen people come in. Remember The Flash? The Flash was talked about a lot. There was people that were trying to hype it up, and the initial projections came in at like 80, 85 million. That ended up opening to like 50. So we've seen things far outperform their projections, like Minecraft or Barbie and Oppenheimer. We've also seen things come in way, way lower. So it's just projections. But just think about this. What's the last Superman movie we got? It was Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel debuted 12 years ago made a little under $700 million worldwide. That would be a lot. It would be way closer to 850 or 900 million with inflation factored in. But opening weekend, 116 million.
12
Adjusted
years
for inflation, that's over 150, by the way.
Yeah.
If James Gunn's Superman opens less than Man of Steel, not even adjusted for inflation, right? And if those are the numbers you get, that is going to be a massive black eye and just a big story, because you threw away Henry Cavill, you disregarded Henry Cavill, you decided to start from scratch. All these things are already done. They're not changing it. It happened. It's over. But the story and the history is out there. And if this thing goes on to open less and maybe make less overall, that is going to be a huge talking point for a lot of people. And that's not even adjusting for inflation or pure ticket sales or anything like that. Just the number versus the number. That would be wild.
I just how do you mess up I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's like, how do you not make money on a Superman film? That's just, it's crazy to even talk about, They don't really it's just keep it simple. It's Superman, but did you guys go over? I didn't see, but yesterday, did you go over the crazy marketing for Fantastic Four?
We actually did all of the different. I want to get that pizza, dude. I ain't gonna lie, they got me with that pizza. Not because that has anything to do with Fantastic Four, just because of the different types of pizza.
You see the Nikes and all that stuff too.
Yeah, the Nikes, the Fantastic Four Nikes, the blueberry milk or whatever they have.
Crazy, man. They're going all in, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're going all in with that marketing. But still,
Superman is too. I think that maybe we haven't. It depends what your follow. It depends what your algorithm on Twitter says. True. To be honest with you, I see stuff for Superman constantly. I see stuff for Superman constantly when I'm watching sports and stuff like that as well. In fact, I think they did a lot of partnerships with the NBA and stuff like that. It's out there. So it depends on what you're looking at when you'll see what. Certainly.
I guess I'm saying the Fantastic Four, I'm not seeing the Superman Nikes or the 10 different popcorn buckets or the different flavored milk or soda or colored whatever. Even Little Caesars pizza. It's Fantastic Four is they decided to go that route, I guess, with their marketing. It's a lot, man. $80 popcorn buckets. Then if you don't have that kind of money, they're selling a $20 popcorn bucket. If you don't have that kind of money, you get the plain one, and just start to go down. Little Caesars pizza, like you mentioned before. Fantastic Four Nikes, which are they look like Air Force Ones a little bit, maybe. And then of course, all the cereals and stuff like that. The milk, you can get the milk cereal combo. I haven't, I guess it's not in my algorithm. I haven't seen Superman push in that type of direction. It seems like they're trying to appeal, like you said, with the sports stuff, they're trying to appeal towards masculine men. I still watch sports to come see this film. You know, while Fantastic Four is probably pushing towards a younger audience with that type of marketing, cereal, milk, sneakers, things like that. So I guess we'll see what pays off the most. But yeah, I agree with you. 90 million. That
Wait, is
Bat
it like
Reeves.
Superman's doing? They've got like a Fortnite thing for Superman as well, right? Like,
Okay, okay.
they're doing. I think they're desperately trying to reach out to some younger audiences with some of that stuff. But yeah, speaking of reaching out, did you see this? This fucking Mr. Fantastic popcorn bucket that looks like he's stretching his dick.
Yeah, he's wrapped around the yeah. Yeah, that's the cheaper model. You know, at a certain angle, that don't look right.
It looks like fucking Cassian Andor. It doesn't even look like Pedro Pascal.
I'm saying it looks like his wiener is wrapped around that popcorn bucket.
It does. It looks weird.
At a certain angle, that don't look right. But people will buy it. Well, it's interesting because on Park Hoppin', I did a video over there where some of the top travel agency report vlogs have come out and said that, especially Disney, that the theme parks are seeing the lowest crowds, the summer crowds ever. It's not ever since like 2019 at their theme parks. The wait time and walking around and like I was saying, we were talking about, I was there on Father's Day and I said, man, it was a little shocking on a Sunday to see like Islands of Adventure so empty, you know, and they were like, maybe it was a Father's Day thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, now like they're saying that people are just choosing not to do anything over the summer, but do the staycations, you know, with their family, not spending a lot of money. So you wonder if that's even that has a small part of them rolling over to even taking their family out to the cinema to watch a film. It's not cheap, you know, take a family of four to the movies after you buy all the drinks and everything. It can get expensive as well. So maybe this is just the summer of like, I'm staying home. We'll wait for it to come out on streaming, kids. It'll be out in like 3 weeks. You'll be fine.
Maybe. I went to the movies last night to see 28 Years Later.
Ooh, please tell me, because I'm not seeing good reports on that.
I'm not huge into zombie movie stuff anyway. It's been a long ass time since I watched 28 Days Later. It's been almost 28 years since I watched 28 Days Later. Not quite, but I mean, I watched it in the mid 2000s probably. And it's fine. You know, I'm not a big zombie guy, so I don't know if like my review really matters as much. I went and based on the trailers, I went in expecting a very different movie than I got. And the first 30 minutes of it, I mean, I was interested. I was kind of invested. I'm like, okay, what are we going to see here? You're learning a lot about this little location, this little area that they're living in because of the infected. And then the movie just completely changed into something else. And I really didn't like it. It was well acted. You know, I thought the performances were really good. I thought it was very, the tone was super chaotic in it, I suppose. And I get what they were going for in terms of the story that they were trying to tell. And if you went in there and loved it, I bet there's gonna be a lot of people that love it. I just didn't really like it. I didn't. I thought it was really chaotic in terms of some of the tone shifts. Yeah, I expect zombie things to be chaotic, but it wasn't chaotic for the reasons I expected it to be. It was all based on the tone of the movie. And so I really didn't like it that much.
Chris Gore says 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, Jay. I don't look at Rotten Tomatoes at all. So
yeah, Thunderbolts is 90-5%.
I don't look at Rotten Tomatoes at all. The people that I follow on Twitter that do movie reviews, like yourself, and Alan and all that, it's like when you guys come out and post a tweet about, hey, this movie sucks, then I'm like, there we have it. So I don't remember.
I think it's going to do really well. I think it's going to do really well. I think I just saw the previews coming. It was like a $5 million preview night, which is big for a horror like that. I think it's going to do very well. I'll be interested to see how it does over time, because just like, I think that the trailers and the marketing for it have been phenomenal. And I was, even though I'm not big into zombie movies and I'm not a huge fan of 28 Days Later, I like it well enough. I was like, this looks like it could be really fucking cool. And I got a completely different movie than I expected. And so I do wonder, you know, how many people are going to go in and feel the same way. I think it's going to be a very divisive movie. I think there's going to be some people that absolutely love the story that was told and the kind of that they subverted your expectations of what you thought it would be in those first 30 minutes to what it ended up being. I think there's going to be some people that absolutely love it. I'm not one of them. But I do think it's going to be like, I think there's going to be a lot of arguments about this movie. That's the way it felt when I walked out. But I'm not the best person to judge because I'm not a big zombie guy and I'm not very invested in the franchise. So I'm coming at it pretty casually. Pretty casually. So somebody said Beardo thought it was 28 Gays Later.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. But we'll see. I do think it's going to do very well. And I wonder what Chris thinks of the last 3 minutes. Bro, the last 3 minutes of that movie, I felt like I was watching a Blade movie. It felt like if I had just put this in a club or something, it would have felt like a Blade movie. It was quite strange. Quite strange, but certainly sets up for the next iteration. I think they want to do like 3 parts of this. So we'll see. Atomic Patriot, shout out to the bland background, Jay. Haven't turned in a daily for a while. My job doesn't give me time usually. Shout out to the Ripaverse.
Oh, yeah. They dropped a big project today with Dan Vask.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. Go check it out. Go check it out. Thank you, Atomic Patriot. The hat is dope, Jay. Ryan went brutal on slobs. Did I?
I'm just rocking all my 9-line stuff today.
Naggernaut. Can we get Jay's welcome to the Rebellion channel to 4K? He only needs 70.
Oh, thanks, Naggernaut. Appreciate
check
you.
Out Welcome to the Rebellion.
Every morning, except the weekends, from 8 to 10. I set up this show very well.
There you go. Young Stav for 5. Fun fact, here in Rhode Island, we have great whites off the coast in the summer that never an attack yet. They follow the seals that hang out here. Liam Kahn, James Gunn needs to stop talking or change his talking points. Most of the point where I want to see the movie fail just to destroy his ego. He was talking about the wonky CGI in one of the flying shots.
Didn't he take that? That's not even in the film. The one GIF that's going around where he like does the Superman does that flip.
Apparently, and he's like, yeah, you know, that wasn't actually finished VFX, and I kind of forgot to finish it before we put out the ad. It's like, bro, this is a $200 million marketing machine you're doing here, and you forgot to, and maybe it's just because he was so open about it. I just forgot to do that. It's not going to be in the movie. We do quite often see little snippets of things in ads that don't necessarily make it to the movie, or things before final VFX is complete on something as you're marketing this thing months in advance. We see that from time to time. But to be like, oh yeah, we forgot to finish VFX on that, but don't worry, I didn't like the shot anyway. It's not in the movie. It's like, fuck.
But we released it for marketing.
Yeah. Sir Hat, do not pee on jellyfish stings. Okay.
I don't even know if I could ask someone for that favor if that's the only thing I needed. Hey, buddy, can you do me a favor? I got stung by a jellyfish. Can you pee on my arm, please? I don't think I could do that.
Bro, I feel like I could. I would say 90% of the places a jellyfish could sting me, I could figure out a way to piss on myself. Don't you think?
That's a good point.
Or like fucking, even if I couldn't, like the small of my back, right? I'm probably not gonna be able to piss on the small of my back. But I wouldn't pee on a jellyfish sting just because I've heard it doesn't actually do anything. But if I needed to, in theory, man, you're at that point where you need to fucking piss on yourself, bro. Piss in your fucking hands, cup some of it, and fucking rub it on your back, whatever. Yeah. Like, come on. Don't bring anybody else in your degeneracy. I'm telling you, that's what this is. It is those fucking freaks out there that like to get pissed on, and it's a fetish for them. They started this stuff. Micah says, hard to imagine Jay gets knocked over. Must have been out of revenge for Pooh Bear.
And when you're tall, you bumble and stumble through life, man. I don't know. So sometimes you get knocked down.
But I get up again.
I do.
Lore Master Chris, Cordis die, rise and strike while they're down. Strike now and strike deep. Black Ops 2 is now no longer a futuristic Call of Duty game. Wild. Bro, I had some fun with Black Ops 2 back in the day. Yeah. Doug May, bull sharks swim far up rivers. Yeah, bull sharks are known to be able to like survive in brackish water and even in fresh water for a while. But like they found like fucking barely any bull sharks ever fucking found in the river. I
hear they're the worst ones to deal with. I don't know. Someone can correct me in the chat. That they're the most aggressive.
That's what I've heard as well. That they will like strike things.
They're just angry. They're like angry sharks that just bite first, ask questions later.
Yeah, whereas like great whites almost are never gonna fucking do shit, right? Yeah, fucking big fat lazy fucks.
They're nice and slow and just.
Yeah, they're cool dudes.
I think I'm more scared of a freaking orca than anything in the ocean. That's the one thing. Like there was that time where like apparently orcas were attacking boats for a whole year and no one could figure out why. And it's like that would freak me out, you know? Freaking.
When are you gonna run into a fucking orca?
When? They're in the ocean. They could be anywhere.
No, well, just because they're in the ocean doesn't mean they fucking hang out. Like, I don't think orca whales hang out in like the Gulf of Mexico.
You never know, man. You never know.
Prison wife Gary says Jay sucked the luck out of me once. I gave it a 6.9.
Gotta get those nuts up.
Chris Coran for 2. Ryan ranting is absolute gold today. Thank you, Chris. Tobias says, actually, Ryan, bull sharks can live in freshwater just fine, and they're far more aggressive than great whites. It's what they call euhaline. I know you've probably done extensive research on sharks and every fucking animal, Tobias. I do know that. Like I said, I do know that they can. It's not fucking likely. It's what I'm fucking saying. The idea that I should go in fucking Lake Michigan in the middle of fucking August, I'm chilling, it's nice out, and that I should have to fucking worry, or it would be on my mind at all, that I might get attacked by a shark because actually a bull shark could have swam up the fucking Mississippi River and all the way. I do not waste my life worried about that shit. Like, if you did, what the fuck would you do with your life?
It's rough.
Atomic Patriot, what's the story, Jay?
About ping pong? You talking about the ping pong story?
I don't know.
You got to be more specific. It is a funny story. I think Ryan would like the ping pong story. I really do. If you want my honest opinion. All right. Can I play it? It's only 20 seconds.
Sure.
Let's see if I can. All right, it's a warning. This is very racist. All right, so it's kind of racist, but I got permission from Phil from Project Egg Roll that it's okay that I play it. So this is where ping pong came from.
New rule: if you are a white guy with a beard, I am allowed to call you Josh, Sam, David, Kyle, or Matt, and you are not allowed to correct me. All of those names are synonyms for white guy with beard.
That's okay, ping pong, as long as you are not allowed to drive or work any other job other than nail salon or massage parlor. Okay, thank you. Have a.
I'm sorry, man. That's freaking funny.
Ping pong.
Sometimes that earlier.
Sometimes when I'm listening to Phil's videos that he makes for Geeks and Gamers Play, I'm like, God, he sounds so fucking Asian. That's okay, ping pong. As long as you're not allowed to drive. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny. Raven Black Sparrow plays. Ryan, when in the Navy, did you ever do a swim call out in the middle of the ocean while on a cruise? Done it a couple times when I was in. I never did. However, You want to worry about sharks? Maybe the Middle Ocean would be a good place to do it. Get Shark Watch out there. Cody J. Braun, voice actor for 5. I have no sympathy for Warner Brothers Discovery or Gunn if it fails. Warner Brothers Discovery is squandered, interfered in DC films in 50 years, and Gunn is still extremely perverted enough for me to not care anymore. But I'm not going to have too much sympathy. I would love for it to be good. I would love to be like blown away when I walk in and have a great time. Long and distinguished. With a gifted membership. Thank you, Long and Distinguished. Our fancy wiener dog. Maddening for 5. Though 28 years later shows promise, F1 remains the only movie this summer I'm remotely interested in seeing. Superman and FF look torturous. There's going to be a lot of movies coming out. So I just watched 28 years later. F1 is coming out soon, and I think it looks fucking awesome. I think it's probably going to lose a fuck ton of money. Same way I felt about like my excitement for Mission Impossible. It's like I can't wait to see it, but I think it's going to lose a lot of money. Jurassic World Rebirth then comes out, then fucking Superman, Fantastic Four. A lot of fucking movies in the next couple weeks. To Legless and Canceled for 2. I shouldn't have gone swimming.
What the freak is that? Is that you?
Me.
Where was that at?
That's in John Bartolo's studio a long time ago.
Oh, no. Rest in peace, John.
Yeah.
Legless and Canceled. Sorry,
It's
I didn't
me.
mean to laugh so hard.
Demogeny, Fantastic Four looks like trash. Pedro killed the momentum for me. Never mind the Invisible Woman team lead. I'm slightly more interested in Superman.
I'm still holding on to the prediction that the dinosaurs will rule the month of July.
I mean, I don't think it'll have as high of an opening as either of the movies. But I think it'll have better international numbers for sure.
Once it gets opened in ping pong, it's going to do numbers, man.
That franchise does really well internationally. Like when you look at some of the stuff, Jurassic World, I think did $1 billion internationally, and then like 600 million here. The second one did another split that was like very similar to that, like almost half again what it made domestically, it made internationally. So I do think it'll be really, really big overseas for Jurassic World Rebirth. I don't know. Brian Ross, Jay's over there wondering how anyone screws up a Superman movie. It's simple. You suck the luck force right out of the director.
That is true.
The Skywalker Club Productions for 5. Jurassic World, I feel like, is completely forgotten in this July movie conversation. I don't know. I feel like we've talked about it a decent amount. It also probably has
bring it up all the time.
It also probably... I don't know why you said it like that. Bring it up all the time. It also probably has the smallest budget of any of these summer blockbusters. What was it, like 150 or 160 or something?
Yeah.
Maybe closer to 200. Let me look.
No, I think you're right. I think it's like I think it was 150. I could be dead wrong. How you make a dinosaur movie that cheap nowadays, though?
180, right? 180.
Okay. You know, it's 30 million off.
Yeah, but compared to what we've seen in that franchise, and compared to like the budgets for what we'd seen before, and like all of this stuff, I don't know. Like Jurassic World was over $200 million. So like the fact that in this day and age, with the way these budgets are so fucking out of control, it was 180. I felt like that was surprising to me, because I figured it'd be more. Maybe that's just Chris Pratt not getting paid.
It could be. It could be.
And they had to pay Bryce Dallas Howard by the pound. So by the time that last movie came around, they're shelling out a lot of money, you know. Long and Distinguished for 2. Favorite zombie movie?
I like the
Shaun
zombie movie. Oh,
Shaun of the Dead, probably, because I'm not a big zombie movie guy. I'm just really not.
I like them. Help me out, chat. What is the zombie movie where it was a remake where all the people were trapped in the mall?
Dawn of the Dead.
Is that it? Is that the one that you said?
No, I said Shaun of the
Shaun
Dead.
of the Dead. Oh. Dawn of the Dead. I like that one. I like when they were all trapped in the mall. And that guy's wife was a zombie and he gave birth to a little zombie baby. That thing was so great, man. I was dying. He's like, it's my baby. It was like a little zombie trying to bite him. Oh, man. I was laughing so hard. And the movie never ended. They ended up getting on a boat and then, like, was that a Zack Snyder film?
So Dawn of the Dead was actually I think it was a James Gunn script and a Zack Snyder directed movie.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, very, very strange times, that we live in now, like with those two. But yeah, that is people do love that movie.
I thought it was great. You ever thought about if you got trapped in a mall, Ryan? Like, what would you could probably survive years if you were the only one trapped in a mall.
Well, yeah, I mean, not modern day malls. Modern day malls, you walk through, everything's fucking closed.
That's true.
No cool shit in there anymore.
A lot of room, though.
There's a lot of room.
I think that'd be the perfect place to go, though, in a zombie apocalypse. Lock yourself in a mall.
If it's one that has like a Dick's Sporting Goods attached to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So then you still got weapons there because they've got, I don't know if they still sell guns at all the Dick's or not. So I remember at one point they were moving away from that, but some kind of sporting goods store so you can have some weapons. I'd be good with that. Bro, I'd be eating fucking Cinnabon every day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's getting big. I'd be fucking in the pizza place. I'd be doing Cinnabon for dessert.
Food court, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at this point in time, it'd just all be like fucking weird foreign fucks selling shit I don't give two fucks about. So malls suck now. Maybe I'm just old. Maybe they were always like that, and maybe I'm just older. But to me, malls suck now. Madney for 5. Fun fact: bull sharks are responsible for 50% of shark attacks, despite only being 13% of the shark population. Wow, that's a coincidence right there. Over on the Rumble side, D Smart for $1. Happy 50th anniversary to the GOAT film Jaws. I love the film so much. I'm gonna buy the 4K. Hell yeah.
It's awesome. I might watch it today. I might get the old fam together.
Snacks for $1. Jaws before eating the girl. I like to swim naked too.
The thing is about that movie, that scene, she was out like that. She went out into some deep water. Because like you could see how far she was out there by the buoy. I'd never swim that far out in the ocean.
I mean, yeah, you gotta commit to that. Gotta be a strong swimmer if you want to do that. You Cupid Stunt for $2 says, "What a fucking prick." That's not aimed at any of you guys. I'm just in the bath and admiring myself. Have a splendid day. Thank you. D Smart for $1. Hey guys, so I watched 28 Years Later. First act was okay. Turns into complete garbage. Wow, might be worse than fake Captain America. Hope Superman Fantastic Four flops. It'll make me so happy. Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think the audience is gonna be pretty divided on it. But just my opinion. Hot Dice. I have joined the rebellion. All hail the Pooh Slayer.
Thank you for the sub.
Taryn the Black, salute to the 199. I'm 5 away from 300. There will be a Night of Champions watch party tomorrow. Bring your bourbon and talk shit, y'all. Thank you, Taryn the Black.
Great channel.
Congratulations yes, on almost 300.
And yes, he is black. In case anybody was
question
wondering.
We were all asking. McFly for 2. R. Kelly and Diddy started the jellyfish pee myth. Something like that.
I believe that. I believe it.
Slick Rick, Jay needs to bring back Orca Watch.
You know, you're absolutely correct. That was a segment on my live stream. We go Orca Watch and we like watch all the orcas attacking boats and everything, you know, kind of crazy.
Oh, I thought it was going to be fat people.
No, that's on Park Hopping.
Fat Watch. These Webos, ping pong is X-ray girl brother. Donald Skywalker for 5. Unless a shark can jump over Niagara Falls, there's no way one can ever swim into the Great Lakes. The Mississippi River, no connect to Great Lakes. There you go. Thanks, Donald. Cole Hauser for 2. Hi, Ryan and Jay. Fuck Juneteenth. Praise Allah.
Going to be hanging out with Cole Hauser in Toronto, July 17th. Hopefully, I'll have some giveaways and stuff to bring with me. So if you're in that area and you like G&G, come on out Saturday, July 17th. I'll have more information, but that's the day. It's going to be at a hotel. I'll get more information closer to the day.
Warbrer, you two are the George and Lenny of G&G.
George and Lenny, you say?
Thanks, Warbrer. Infamous for 279. Ryan, what record do your Bears end up with in 2025? Based on their fucking chaotic schedule, like 8-9, 9-8.
Better than the Dolphins.
If I was setting their win total, I would put it at like 8.5. Because I think that's right around where they're going to be.
At least the Panthers, baby. We got one championship in Florida.
Yeah. Panthers coming through in the clutch. Paper Liger, we need to clip that and mix up about Shaun of the Dead and send it to the author. He'll enjoy it. I think it was probably just because I was a little delayed because Jay's internet's like bad.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that's probably what happened. Cole Hauser for 2. July 12th, Jay.
Oh.
July 12th.
Sorry.
Well, we can talk about Marvel a little bit as well. I found this just so interesting. You remember Thunderbolts, Jay?
Oh, yes.
Thunderbolts was heralded and praised as a return to form for Marvel, the best Marvel movie since Endgame, like blah, blah, blah. All of these things in the lead up, by the critics, they were just absolutely praising this thing. And even Bob Iger, after truly what was a disappointing opening weekend, if you were actually paying attention to these numbers and factoring in current conditions for Marvel, it was a bad opening weekend. Nevertheless, Bob Iger went out of his way to say, this is what it's all about. This is the new Marvel, the new and improved Marvel. Bob Iger calls Thunderbolts the first and best example of Marvel's new focus on film, quality over quantity, all of these things. Well, here we are. A couple weeks later, Thunderbolts about to end its box office run at less than $390 million globally. And this very same people that were sucking this thing off are now forced to admit Thunderbolts lost millions of dollars despite great reviews. Where does Marvel go next? Well, Jay, I'll tell you where Marvel goes next. They do the same fucking thing over and over again because they just announced what had been reported and, rumored before. It was confirmed that Thunderbolts director, Jake Schreier, will be taking on the X-Men, the new X-Men reboot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the guy who just helmed the latest box office flop is the guy that you've chosen. So where does Marvel go from here? They do the same exact thing time and time again. You're an X-Men fan, aren't you? You love Marvel Comics. Yeah. You love the X-Men. I don't know how you felt about Thunderbolts, but are you excited to see the guy who did Thunderbolts do X-Men?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. They're going to screw it up. Are we going to get like, hey, so-and-so is going to play Wolverine and so-and-so is going to play Storm and so-and-so is going to play Professor X and so-and-so is going to play Magneto. They're going to slowly like usher out the new actors to play X-Men. Marvel should have just deep breath. Marvel should have simply, after Endgame, closed the book on the Avengers, maybe did a couple standalone films like the Spider-Man No Way Home, all the nostalgia films, I think that would have been fine. Deadpool and Wolverine, fine. And done a next phase either with Fantastic Four or the X-Men and not worry about dumping all these movies and stuff all into the timeline because it's overcrowded. And we don't trust these people anymore to make anything that's decent. It's crazy. I don't know. Why would they? It's to get a job in Hollywood, you got to be an activist. You got to hate Donald Trump, and you got to make stuff that nobody watches. I don't get it. And then they just hand you a check for millions of dollars and go, here, go screw up some more characters. We love it. We love it around here. That's what we do. And then they look at like fake headline reports and praise themselves and pat each other on the back saying, yeah, we're awesome. We're great. Let's do it again. Let's do it one more time. Now we're going to do it with X-Men. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. But here we are. So they should have done it. Should have went. Fantastic Four should have been like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. They could have had Galactus as the big bad at the end, kind of like Thanos, and just built it up. But they could have done the same thing with X-Men. Whatever. But whatever.
I do think it's wild that we're talking about like 2028 or whatever before a proper X-Men movie gets made. And that was one of the big things about that Fox purchase. You know, the idea that they made this deal to purchase Fox and got the rights to some of these characters back, like Fantastic Four, which they did not have, like all the X-Men, which they did not have, that opened up the possibility to bring these characters in the MCU. And the fact that we've waited this long to do it is kind of crazy, while you've been focusing on all these characters that no one gives two flying fucks about. I would have to imagine that in the aftermath of Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars and all this stuff, your two main draws are going to be probably the Fantastic Four, you're hoping, and the new X-Men team. And look, I think that Thunderbolts is a better movie than Captain America: Brave New World. I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's a movie in which they tried to have some emotional resonance with people. And I think there were some opportunities and you could have done it, but a lot of the characters weren't portrayed as they should have been. And it was a movie that thought it was just so incredibly deep, but in reality was super fucking shallow, and no one's held accountable for anything. And the people that are held accountable for things they shouldn't be. I didn't like Thunderbolts. And regardless of what all the critics said about it, it was another Marvel failure in the books, another failure at the box office. And now you're handing one of the only true like A-list name brands that you have left for these superhero teams, you're handing it to that guy. And man, I think it's just time to blow it up. For me, maybe once you do your Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, maybe it's time to just take a fucking pause, blow it up, and bring in some fucking fresh blood. Because
I agree.
I just don't get it. Hope you're ready for.
What
look, a lot of the X-Men stories do like there are some where they get kind of deep in there with like people's emotions and how they feel about the world and how the world feels about them and like all that stuff. But I don't think it was done particularly well in Thunderbolts. And I think everyone's going to come out feeling just depressed as fuck, just like they did when they watched Thunderbolts. So, Chris Bolts, hey, I won't tolerate Canadians say fuck our holidays, but I do agree, fuck Juneteenth. Thanks, Chris. Duthu Death Doom.
What's up, Doom?
For 2. Jeremy's Thunderbolts was the bestest ever. Or Jeremy Thunderbolts was the best ever. I think he did really like it, didn't he?
I don't know, man.
Jeremy's watched like 5 movies in the past 3 years. So
I don't know. If he said it on FNT, I didn't hear it. But I don't I haven't streamed with Jeremy in like forever. I might have hopped on one of the D-Day Cobra Trump things, but nothing about pop culture. So I don't know his take.
Aaron James, I lost respect for Canadians when they booed our national anthem. Enjoy the tariffs. Bunch of dudes hitting each other with sticks. Gay.
Yeah, but the Florida Panthers, America, beat the Canadians for the Stanley Cup again, even though there's a lot of Canadians on that team.
Between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, I feel like Florida's won like 4 Stanley Cups and Canada hasn't won one in like 30 years or something.
Florida teams doing well in hockey. Figure that out.
Yeah. We're just built different, I suppose, from the United States, where fucking you can go down to Florida, we're winning more than you guys are up there. But yeah, everyone's Canadian on the teams, whatever. Long and distinguished. The resolution of the snap should have been kicked off the X-Men. Time travel fucked everything up.
I couldn't agree more.
It was an opportunity to reset a lot of things, and I
Yep.
do think in the culmination of Secret Wars is also an opportunity to justifiably reset a lot of things and reboot a lot of things, especially when you're dealing with all these multiverses potentially getting destroyed. Who knows? Michael King, the St. Lawrence River. Yes, St. Lawrence Seaway connects to the Great Lakes through the Atlantic Ocean. Thanks, Michael. Phil my Kraken for 5. What was the last positive superhero movie?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
What do you mean positive, though?
I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved seeing Blade and all that stuff. It was a nostalgia thing. That's all it was, but I liked it. I like Spider-Man No Way Home. I like seeing the 3 Spider-Man on there. So
I like No Way Home. There was some like dumb stuff in there with Doctor Strange, but overall, I really liked the movie. A lot of that was based on the nostalgia, though. Fucking
you have to go
Andrew
back.
Garfield
to
having
make
his
anything
moment.
good. Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was hilarious in that movie.
He was great. He was great.
He was absolutely funny.
And I went back and watched the 2 Amazing Spider-Man after that because I was like, he was great. And if they were smart, they would have made a 3rd one. They were like, we got the hype going, man. Keep the hype train rolling. You've got the multiverse. You can have like the different Spider-Man films. You want to make money? Give Andrew Garfield 1 more.
That is not a totally a like Disney Marvel decision.
That's a Sony thing.
That's Sony.
In there. Yeah.
I get it. That is a Sony thing. Sony's retarded for having this entire Spider-Verse, right? Morbius and Madam Web and Venom and Kraven, like doing all these things with Spider-Man, in the Spider-Man world without actually using your Spider-Man. It was so fucking dumb. 7 Canadians, coaching staff all Canadian. You're welcome, Florida. You guys can't keep them there. They're fleeing to America, Cole Hauser, because we're better. You know it. You know it, Cole Hauser. Let me make sure we're not missing anything over here. I think we're good there. I think we're good on locals. I think we're good on Rumble. All right, Jay, we're all caught up.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome.
Got anything going on?
Finish out a Friday. I just want to give a personal thank you to everyone who has really enjoyed the Transformers comic, the whole new change of the Drunk 3PO channel. I know I lost a ton of subs when I made the announcement, but the positive comments and everything and people coming to watch those, the new stuff that we're doing over there, I really appreciate it. So I really appreciate it. And we're going to keep the train moving over on that channel just like that. We're going to get into the Cobra Commander series probably in a week while trying to catch up on the Transformers series. I really love it. I love making those videos, and I'm glad that the people that are interested in that are enjoying it. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it for those that are sticking through.
There you go. Aaron James for 5. Wow, now I can't even respect them for the one thing they're supposed to be good at. What do they have left? Maple syrup? Nice work, Panthers. Elite Neo for 5. Guess all the people saying fuck Juneteenth didn't get a day off yesterday. I don't get federal days off, doesn't work. I don't get those anymore. So, but yeah, that's it. We're done. We'll see you guys on Monday. We're done for the week, the last daily of the week, and we'll see you again next week until the day we all die. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.